So this is HeliosAflame here. So this is going to be a clear run of the Black Anchor dungeon in Quantum Protocol. So this is meant to be watched in conjunction with the guide on Steam, but if you just want to see how to clear Black Anchor and don't care about the rest, it can be watched individually. I will be adding commentary to discuss the talking points from the guide, so hopefully everything can be tied together. So with that out of the way, let's get cracking. So the Black Anchor is the map where people generally start having troubles in Quantum Protocol, even if they were fine before. That is because the boss is kind of ridiculous. The rest is fine. So mostly I'm going to play the beginning waves quite fast and just talk if there's anything important to bring up. So with that out the way, let's go. So these early waves are always irrelevant. So the important thing to note, next wave is in the middle, so I play the things that actually matter, which is apples basically. In the middle, I want to draw a card because, well, I guess I didn't need to draw a card because I had the catch hit, but it should be fine regardless. So we're going to go into the next round with an apple and nothing else. So this wave is very non-threatening. So what we want to do is we want to prepare for the next wave, which has one unit in the middle again, and we want to build a hero ability because this will be useful on waves that are actually threatening. And then we want to consider, are we happy to go into the next wave with our current resources, or do we need more? So I'm going to execute this because, as mentioned, we're building this world egg. And then I'm going to say, I think we're fine for at least one more wave because I can spring through black a lemon, and that is a lot of pressure. So we're just going to do that now. The wave I'm most likely to execute is the back one, so we'll put the spring through here because it gives 2 value on its own. So our entire deck is going to get destroyed, but that is totally fine. But we do in fact want to reprogram here. We don't have that much remaining resources, so it would be potentially scary to go. Yeah, the next wave is here and here. We don't have much going on, so we're just going to recycle this. So lemons are great in multiples. At some point this will want to be a 2 lemon. I don't think we're quite there yet. I think just having more lemons is really good. Actually, no, I changed my mind. So because we have the 2 spring fruit, so the most powerful thing we can do is just have this 2/2 lemon. And then if we have the spring fruit, we get to copy this lemon once we've drawn it. So it gives us access to multiple copies. I'm not actually sure if this is better, but it is acceptable. So this is the core of our deck right now. We play a lemon, we get the lemon killed, then we play a 4-power lemon, and then we play another 4-power lemon and copy them. So what don't we need? Well, these cherries honestly don't do very much, so they can get out. Like, they just use up a turn to draw a card, but by taking them out of my deck, I draw the card anyway because I didn't waste the time drawing a cherry. And then we're going to want one source of delay. As I said in the guide, having your first source of delay is incredibly powerful. Claw Trap is the more powerful card here, so I guess we're going to have to play around how we get it discarded, but it is exceedingly potent, so we'll add that to the deck. And then we'll have 3 apples, so this just gives us a bit more longevity. The 3/3 apple doesn't do a huge amount for us right now. I'd rather just have access to all 3 of these 2/2 apples for now. And then this cash hit has nothing to hit, so the cash hit can go out for now. So there we go. So as I said, we have like an 8-card deck. This actually could be a little larger potentially because we have these apples that chew to each other. But yeah, 8 cards is fine. It's easy to find our reprogram. We have our one source of delay. We have a very powerful initial strategy, which is the lemon plus spring fruit. And because we have 8 cards, we're very likely to draw it quickly. So we're going to shuffle this all up. Do we want to draw? Yeah, we want to find our, our spring fruit. So we want to draw here. Then we're going to want to play an apple to kill this, and then we're going to want to play other apples in the other columns. So this is a way to get our Claw Trap killed. This looks bad, but it will soon go down in the next tier, so we don't really care. So we've got at least one thing in both the rows where enemies are going to spawn. That's important. Play this. And then yeah, we've got our combo going off. So we're gonna draw the Spring Fruit now because Spring Fruit's really good. And then we're gonna start killing things. So this is blocked for now, it's not a problem. So I guess I do want to do an attack before it dies. These are both attacking in one turn. So I have a little bit of action compression problem here, but it's not the biggest deal. So I was planning to execute this row, but I guess instead for now I'll just hit with the apple, then hit with the lemon. No, that's not okay, because we get hit here. Okay, so we're gonna have to, oh, we just have the claw trap. So we just claw trap this, right? That's why it's in our deck. And then this is very dealt with. So we attack with the lemon. We execute this row. We attack here to finish that off. We untap. We kill this. And then we say, are we resetting or not? And we're gonna have a 4 power lemon, so we don't really need to reset yet. We'll probably just end up executing these rows shortly. Oh, that's a 3 power lemon. Anyway. I misunderstood this, so possibly I should have just kept all 3 lemons. It really isn't going to matter. Okay, so as mentioned, we're just going to quickly attack there, we're going to execute this row, and we're going to reprogram. So this disruptor doesn't get to live. This is my threat analysis. Disruptor makes my deck worse. It discards my spring fruits and such, so I don't want this in play when the round ends. These things, however, just attack. They can be jump blocked indefinitely. They are not at all scary. So what are we going to do? We're going to play a lemon here because we want our lemon. What happens if we just World Seed and get another lemon? That could be pretty good. Let's see. So we're going to World Seed here. We're going to play a lemon. Then we're going to have to block this. Then we have access. So we have access to Claw Trap for next round, which is really useful. We're going to have a lemon in this row. And then we're going to play both our apples, and we're still going to have access to the Spring Fruit combo. So we have Spring Fruit and Claw Trap. We're very happy to pass in that situation. We are super strong. This is the row we're more likely to execute. So we'll just attack there first. There's really no reason to use this turn draw right now. Like Virus. So if we execute this, how happy are we? We still have the Claw Trap? Yeah, okay. But we just execute this row. This is stronger. Okay, so now on the other hand, how happy are we to pass here? We're not super happy. This isn't very much resources. So we do this. We have 8 turns. We're going to reprogram and set up again. Banana lets us get back more lemons. So this is a very good card to have in this deck. So it would be nice to get more lemons. Again, it's possible I shouldn't have trashed, or I shouldn't have combined them, because it's a bit harder to find now, but 9 cards isn't so bad, especially when the apples will search for each other. So this is some kind of like a 9-card deck, kind of like a 7-card deck. It's pretty easy to find the lemons, and even if we don't, we can just grab apples and it's fine. Playable. So now we want to set up, so we're setting up in this front row. We really want to get to our lemons, so we're going to draw here. And then we are going to play things in this row, because this is the row where enemies will be next turn. And pop. So we got our lemon soon. Okay, so this is an important creature because this discards all the cards in your hand at the end of the turn. So you need to be careful when this creature's in play that you don't end up in a state where like your board is trashed, you have no deck, you kill this last, you now have no hand either. You have to spend a turn putting reprogram back on top of your deck, then you need to draw your reprogram, then you need to play your reprogram. It's very easy to fall incredibly far behind in that situation. So we are instantly in a slightly awkward position in that we have all our good cards in our hand, and they don't really want to be played until we've drawn our lemon. So that's a bit unfortunate, but it will be okay. So we're just playing in the rows where there's going to be enemies. So he's going to deal 1 damage to everything. We don't care. Our entire board survives this. So we've got our lemon right now. We wouldn't mind drawing the claw trap for when he discards our hand, but it's not a hugely big priority. So what we want to do is get this lemon destroyed, I guess. We want to get this lemon destroyed, and then we want to get the spring fruit to copy lemons, and that's just a bunch of like 4-power creatures. It is acceptable again. So we're just going to play this lemon, going to execute this road just to get the lemon into our graveyard. Then we're going to get out. So what does Banana say exactly? Play it to field. We don't want to play it, we just want bigger lemons. And we're going to play another one of these. Get another lemon out. So again, this isn't the most efficient, but again, look at our board, right? What's going to challenge this? We even have the, we can even just draw the claw trap as well. And then it will get discarded, and that's a good state to be in. As mentioned, we're gonna so we're going to put the reprogram on top of our deck because we're going to need that soon. We don't need it literally the second, but soon we will. And then we are not going to draw this reprogram before we kill this enemy, because if we do that, we will discard it again, and that defeats the purpose. So we are going to want active things in both of these rows. And then we're going to want to kill the boss. And again, we don't draw this reprogram yet. Okay, so threat analysis. These things, again, want to kill them before we end the round, because if we don't kill them before they end the round, they'll discard our hand, and that's annoying. Disruptor, also annoying. We can play around it, but we'd rather just not deal with it. Guardian, totally safe. It attacks once every 7 turns and be chump blocked. So Guardian dies last, and then these want to die early. And like yes, all 3 of these want to die. So we're just going to kill these now while we have no hand. Then we get to draw our reprogram, and now we have no deck, so this isn't scary. We're going to point it, and then we can't reprogram yet, so we'll just put this here. And then we need to wait for this to go. We just pile, hit it for 1. Okay, and then we reprogram. Pollination, very powerful card, not obvious that we have enough things in our deck to use it. So the cool thing we could do is target banana, I'd say, is generally the best target. You put banana into your trash, and then you add its leftmost effect to all fruit cards in your hand. Problem is, we don't have that many cards in hand right now, and our deck is very small. We could make it bigger, but we don't really have the card draw to do that. There's probably some kind of deck going on where you use pollination plus all these cherries we've been putting aside, but you still need to draw the pollination early, and I don't trust that we are able to do that sufficiently commonly. I want fruit from your deck to your hand. Okay, find your lemon. Cool. That's an additional copy of lemon. Take a fruit in your trash for total copies. It's okay, but it doesn't really do what we need right now. Honestly, I think what this means to me is now there's a good enough reason to have Cash Hit, because that is a decent sideboard card. So now we can take the banana into here, and then Cash Hit can either get the banana or get the growth, and one of them will be good. And greenhouse. We don't have enough lemons for this to be good. If we had more lemons, then greenhouse could be useful, but apples aren't really impactful enough. So I guess we'll take these just in case, but we don't really intend to use much of these. We'll just trash this pumpkin. So we're up to 10 cards, but we added a second lemon to our deck. And the extra card we added is a tutor. So again, we're kind of around that sort of 7 mark of cards that don't find themselves. Okay, so we want to kill this disruptor in a way that it doesn't try. Well, we already have our lemon. We don't want to discard spring fruit, but we don't have control about that right now. So we just do this, and yeah, the next thing is spring fruit. So we're going to draw that. And yeah, we don't care at all about discarding summer fruit. So this is fine. We want this lemon in our graveyard so we can get it back with our spring fruit. That's that done. Then we will block with the claw trap. And we will set up for next round. So next round means these 2 rows should have things in them. Oops, I should have attacked first with that apple. So now I have to execute it, but that's not a huge cost. Okay, so white prism, oh, white prism apparently, is going to copy this pathogen if we let it. We'd rather not, so this should die first. And then, so we're not going to have any hand, or rather, these are our best cards, so we want to play them before everything goes kaput. So let's just start copying lemons now. So these 2 rows are scary. We'll get access to reprogram next turn, and yeah, we're good. White Tism, Disrupted Guardian. Okay, again, Guardian is the thing we'd most like to have alive at the end. We would all reprogram now so it doesn't get discarded by the Disruptor. We'll have to reprogram between these waves. That is fine. Just gonna attack here, attack there. Execute. And then, I mean, I guess if we're reprogramming soon, we might as well claw trap. You slip again. So search your deck for Fruit Cart. So then it'll copy it from your deck to your trash and heal cards in your field for each card sent. Is that good? I mean, it's a 1/2 with shield, which is kind of interesting. I think it can sit in the sideboard, but it's not super important. It's arguably it's another tutor for lemon in that it helps with our spring fruit, but honestly just playing lemon is really good as well, so we're not going to do that. So there's quite a few enemies coming next wave. We have our lemon, we have our spring fruit, so we don't really need to take the straw, but then again there's also no reason not to take the straw. So we'll get the extra card, we will cash hit to block this and take the banana, which will eventually get us back a OP lemon. Then we want to start preparing for next round. We absolutely don't care about this cash hit dying, so we want to... We'll play our lemon as the last thing we do. Lemon can be in the back row because we might need to execute it. Now we'll execute this lemon. We want claw trap to be discarded, so we want it in our hand. Yeah, we could, we don't need to execute it here, but we actually want it in our graveyard so we can use our spring fruit and banana, so... Oh, which is why I of course didn't execute it like the pro I am. Okay, whatever. So instead, it can sit here. There's no way to deal with these white Tilsums before the pathogen, so we're going to have to deal with pathogen last. So that might mean we're going to need to reprogram so we actually have a board. We'll see. But yeah, this is a lot of strengths to chuck through. What exactly is this? Okay, so what we can do is we can just copy a spring fruit. So apple's going to hit here, then this lemon is going to tank here. And then when it's dead, we can play this world seed and play summer fruit. That's not summer fruit. We'll draw this spring. Are we able to play both spring fruits stuff? Okay, we just play the spring fruit here. Getting back a lemon, getting back a lemon. Oops, oh, there goes our board. That's fine. Okay, that. So the question is, how happy are we to play the next thing in this board? The answer is pretty friggin' happy. This board's actually good. So we're not going to put the reprogram on top yet because we're going to need to untap. And after we've untapped, we can... So if we Yeah, okay, so we untap, then we put the reprogram on top. Then we finish this. Are we in good positions? We're in pretty good positions. Virus Guardian to them. So we don't have AoE. Okay, so either we want to copy this Guardian because it's not very scary, or we just copy this Black Prism because it's easy to kill. And we are able to kill this Guardian. We can kill all the Black Viruses without killing the Guardian, so I think we just kill this Black Virus. Yeah, kill the Black Virus first. Do a big execute, get back our World Egg. These are all Black Viruses now. That is fine. We do need this reprogram. So you're going to die eventually, that is okay. We're going to move you forward so we can execute this row. Then we pass one turn, and we reset. Oh, Winter Fruit Plus. What's Winter Fruit Plus? Once 3 life, heal all cards in your field by 2 for each. I mean, I'm really not sure how good healing is, but I guess we upgrade it, like if nothing else. I mean, this is a really good blocker here. It's gotta be better than something, surely. Maybe. I don't know, we'll just cash hit it if we need it. Inferno we want to keep because we don't have any AoE right now. Like, imagine how much easier the Black Virus wave would have been if we had access to AoE. Summer Fruit maybe we use. I mean, I've got these cherries because it's not even good if you have 3. Okay, they can leave. So yeah, the cash hit can find Inferno, it can find Winter Fruit. In rare cases it can find Pollination, which could be good. Like, we could discard, if we have one of those hands with all 3 apples and no lemons, we can cash hit for Pollination and give all the apples the lemon ability, and that would be pretty insane. Yeah, this hand is fine. So there's quite a lot of enemies and they're quite spread out. So we're going to want to get rid of this claw hit. We're going to want to get rid of this lemon so that we can spring hit. And we're going to want to play a bunch of apples. So next turn we likely want to execute. Well, that means we can play another apple. Do we execute? No. Yeah, we should execute because that puts the claw trap in the grave. Okay. So claw trap in grave. All these white tisms. So okay, so we want to kill this Black Virus and then all of these tisms die to the claw trap. This whole wave is disruptive, but we're at the boss now, so it doesn't matter at all. So first things first, we kill the Black Virus. Then we claw trap. So we're going to need to execute this row in 5 turns, that's not a huge worry. Or we could just win. Okay, does anything change? So Scalpel is another really good sideboard card, where it's often not relevant, but when it is relevant, it's actually very strong. So, okay, what are we not going to play? This didn't get there. Ember's not good. I think I thought that was a Cinder. It could have gone out earlier. And then, yeah, we don't need anything else. We should take something because maybe it comes up. Afterburner is strong if it somehow happens. So we could take that. Yeah, okay, so that's our deck. So we ended up with 10 cards. And all of the cards are solid. Like, Apple is probably the least powerful card in our deck, but it makes sure we don't run out of actions, and it means we just have enough things to actually hit enemies with. So it's solid, it's a role player. Lemon is the centerpiece of our deck. It's very good just as a play, like 2-2 with deal 2 damage initially. That is highly playable, and then it makes our Spring Fruit into absolute monsters. We get a 1-2, we get a 2-2, we get to do 2 damage immediately. It's insane. Summer Fruit helps us find our lemon so we don't get stuck. And Claw Trap is broken. Okay, so we want to set up as quickly as possible, and this means we want to draw because we do not currently have access to our lemon. So we will draw this cache hit, then we will cache it for summer fruit to get our lemon. I didn't mention that combo, but it's another good one. Actually, it can, because we have 2 spring fruit, we can actually cache it for the winter fruit here to put the lemon directly in our graveyard, and then we can just spring fruit it back. So there's 3 enemies here, and they will do things. I'm going to put this cache hit here. I'll explain what they do once they're in play, but for now I'm going to put the cache hit there. Okay, so this is the boss of Black Anchor and what normally kills people. So he is called Zerus Z, and he has lots of tentacles and also 2 arms. So from left to right, this is his right arm. It has 50 life, it has an AoE that's not that dangerous, and it has spawn 2 minions, which is incredibly dangerous. These are 3/1s, they attack very often, and they can spawn behind the boss, so they can spawn here. So a way to die is just not drawing any answer to minions being back here, or not preparing your deck to be able to answer it even if you theoretically have the answer. So we have two answers. We have Claw Trap, which could just sit in our graveyard potentially if we need it to until he plays his minions and then immediately kill them. And we have Inferno, which is an awkward card because it hits our own board, but it also is a way of killing 3/1s. So if we've used our Claw Trap, we can cache hit for the Inferno. So the important thing to note is whenever Z-Arm is getting ready to take another turn, we have to consider if that next turn says summon 2 minions, are we okay? And if we're not okay, we need to change what's happening to make ourselves okay. Next we have Zerus himself. So he attacks twice, not that scary right now for 1, but it makes him harder to chump block. When we program his blade, he increases his attack by 1. So this basically what that means is at some point you will need 2 creatures every time he attacks, because like if he's attacking for 7 twice, it's not that much worse than him attacking for 3 twice, because it basically says you need to block it either way, but it's just very punishing if you don't block it with 2 creatures. And then he says, when he takes damage, you put a counter on him, and this counter makes him ignore the next amount of instance of damage. So what you want to do is you want to hit him for a really big amount, and then you want to tap him for a small amount. And that is how you do most damage to him. So it doesn't say this on him, but he is the boss. Killing him wins the mission. Then we have the left arm, or the Zeft arm apparently. So he can make you discard your hand and then draw that number of cards, so it's similar to those annoying 3/5s. And he can make a minion spawn here and overwrite the player's card there. So in general we want to try and not play cards here. So the big thing to watch out for is you need to be careful about your hand getting discarded and minions getting summoned. We are actually mostly going to be safe against that because we can have Claw Trap that works from the graveyard. But if you don't have Claw Trap, you've got to be careful of this. So the reason why he's hard is 1, the minions are very dangerous, 2, he can sometimes discard your answers if you're not prepared for it, and 3, he's just got quite a lot of damage on him. Like he has 3 different attackers, one of the attackers attacks twice. It's a massive step up from how often other bosses are attacking. So there's also the question of what do you kill? So there's 2 schools of thought. One is you kill one of the arms. I don't actually know which arm people kill because I basically always kill the boss. In fact, I have always killed the boss personally. So if you're able to do damage in say a 3-1 ratio, so you hit him for 3 and then you tap his shield off for 1, then his effective health is only 25% higher, so that is about 43 if you're able to do it that efficiently. So if he has, and you know, I'd rather do 3 extra damage and just win the fight instead of not win the fight. So that's what we're going to attempt to do here. We're going to just be chomping the arms and dealing with their threats. And then we're going to focus on killing the boss. So how do we kill the boss? Well, we're going to start by playing lemons, because lemons are good. And then we're not going to play anything here, because this is going off, and we're just going to chomp here. So, do we want more? How many lemons can we get? We could world seed and get 2 spring fruit, and then we get a bigger lemon. That seems cool. No, we're in a good spot right now, and we only have 1 slot to attack the boss from, so we'll keep the world seed for when we actually need it. So yeah, there's no point playing here, so we won't. Let's play lemon here, hit for 3. Okay, he now has a shield. That's what winter fruit is here for. Shield gone. We get to draw. We want to draw because we're looking for a claw trap. Claw trap is very good. Okay. Now we're going to hit him for 3 again. So he's trying to attack 2 times. That is totally fine. So then we ping off his shield. And now he's spawning in. So he's not attacking, and neither is this guy. So we're just going to execute the back row and do 3 more damage. So this was where I was getting the 3-1 number from, like, especially with our deck. As you can see, we're just kind of hitting him for 1 a lot. Okay. Okay, so he's going to make us discard our hand soon. So when we discard our hand, we need to have this at 0 so we're able to grab a reprogram, and preferably we want to have a board of play. So this thing that was made killed itself after 6 turns, and then it also does 2 damage to our board and 2 damage to us. However, execute does not count as a destruction, so we're going to execute this, and that also removes his shield again. So he's going to attack twice. That's kind of annoying, but not a huge deal. So we execute this board. He is hitting our board for 1. Oh no, we don't have a board. So this is what I was saying in the guide. Boards are pretty temporary. Like we don't look at this and go, oh dear, there's a problem. Like this is just a totally fine state of affairs. Why is it totally fine state of affairs? Well, 1, because we will be able to reprogram soon. 2, because we have access to more lemons. Let's gain another 4 damage. We're going to draw this claw trap so that he makes us discard it. And then afterwards we don't want to draw again into, because we want to be able to put reprogram on top of our deck immediately. So he's got a shield. We're going to remove it. This guy's spawning the 2 minions that we talked about. So okay, so this lines up really nicely, and this is what I was talking about us being pretty safe against the combo. So he's going to discard our hand, and then they're going to make 2 minions, and then we're going to have a claw trapping on our graveyard and not care at all, is where we're at. So he's going to attack twice, which means he's actually going to destroy both these creatures, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's not a huge deal. We're going to hit him for 4 first. So now we're halfway there. So we want to get some things out of our hand for when they get discarded, and we might need them to block or something. So play 1. This board dies. Right here. Claw trap dead. Actually, okay, so in this case, let's see. We put the reprogram on top. Yeah, we'll wait 1 turn. Okay. So he's attacking for 3. So yeah, but this is fine because we're going to reprogram next turn. Sorry, we're going to claw trap next turn. Otherwise, we would have to move the apple here to block, but it's not actually a problem. So, shield removed. He has his minions. Again, 3/1s, as I said. Attack really soon. I don't know how quickly they will attack again after they refresh, because they are absolutely terrifying and we don't want to find out. So we claw trap. Now we have 5 turns to block this. We have 8 turns to block this, and we have 2 turns to block this. So not a huge problem. Obviously our board is really garbage right now. We reset. So that's the big thing you've got to watch out for. You want to have a specific plan for what happens if your hand gets discarded and then you're getting AoE'd. And again, claw trap is an easy one, but there were other solutions we could have had. The big thing is we could have just immediately set up to reprogram as soon as our hand got discarded, and that's not perfect, but it gives us time to find answers. Like, for example, as long as we had any AoE in our deck, what we could have done is we could have immediately reprogrammed and put some of these cards from our sideboard out of the game, so that we could move cards from our deck to our sideboard and only have 5 cards in our deck for that cycle. So then we would 100% draw the AoE we needed, and then afterwards we can put things from our deck back in our deck again. So that would have been another option. So there are options even if you don't have something like Claw Trap, but you've got to be playing for your outs if they do the combo. They don't always do that, but that is the scariest thing that can happen. Okay, so things to deal with. So just all of them are attacking, so we want chump blockers, and we want to put damage on Xerus. We want him with the Claw Trap. That's a bit unfortunate, but it's not that bad. So what are we going to do? We're going to play a Claw Trap to block. We want to... we're just going to hit this with a lemon for 2. It's a bit sad, but it's fine. Okay, and then we get to Claw Trap them. So, this one's not Claw Trap. Okay, so that needs to be blocked. That is fine. But what we did there that was important was we removed the shield so we can hit him again. So we're going to play a Summer Fruit here and grab an apple. Then we're going to get this cash hit. So the cash hit could get us... nothing that... it can get us a banana later to get our lemon back. So he's attacking twice already. I wasn't actually paying enough attention, but this doesn't matter. This is fine. So we'll just get our banana now. And then, so we get the banana... no, we'll play an apple now. So he's going to kill both our things, and then we're going to bring back Spring Fruit and bring back a lemon. Spring Fruit, lemon, 3 damage, then the Spring Fruit can attack. And then we're going to have to get our Inferno now, because he's about to spawn his attack minions. So again, this isn't a problem, it's just you've got to be paying attention. And if we didn't have access to that, then we would be kind of in trouble here, because we already used our Claw Trap. So in that situation, what we would have to do is we would be looking for this reprogram again, as mentioned. We would shuffle out everything else and just put AoE and 5 cards, and we would probably have to do one big block phase before then. And that would be fine, we could do it, but it would slow us down a bunch because we'd probably have to tank like 4 hits on different things before we got to reprogram. But instead, we're just going to cash it for Inferno. This isn't something we need to block right now. Yeah, cash it. Take Inferno. Inferno needs to not die immediately. We can go here. This is safe. We're going to hit with a lemon. Then he's going to summon his minions. Then we have a safe turn to draw, so we're going to draw this reprogram because we're going to need it. And then we play anything to trigger the Inferno. Oh, Inferno doesn't hit itself. Oh, all other cards. Interesting. I didn't actually know that. So that makes it a lot better than I thought, but it doesn't really matter right now. What matters right now is he's doing 1 damage to everything. He's attacking 3 turns, he's attacking 6 turns, and we are going to reprogram because our board is not spectacular, and it gets rid of this Zed Singularity. We might want to look to using our World Seed soon because this battle is reaching its end. So things to deal with, this needs to be blocked. That's it, that's the things to deal with. Okay, so we're going to play Claw Trap here to block, then we're going to World Seed here. Claw Trap's in our graveyard, we're going to Claw Trap. No, we're not going to Claw Trap immediately because he's not unshielded, but we'll Claw Trap maybe before this goes off. We play a lemon. This is 1 damage to everything, that is really whatever. So we hit him for 2. We want a lemon in our graveyard specifically. So we're just going to execute. Then we are going to Claw Trap him and get rid of his shield, and then we're going to swing for a lemon and finish off the boss. Congratulations, you have now won Black Anchor, or at least I have now won Black Anchor. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have questions, you can find me on the Quantum Protocol Discord.